So this is a video taken from my recent trip to Scotland, and this is the second day where we climbed Stob, one of the Munros in the Mamore mountain range. That's Ben Nevis looking back over there. We were climbing up from Glen Nevis, and we were following the Shore Yerrick Ridge. I've probably butchered that pronunciation, but it means red nose in English. So the route started off climbing through the forestry. It wasn't long before we hit the snow.
If you need to fall, go that way. Yeah, I'm no left.
It's great advice.
Some sound advice there from Neil. Obviously crampons and ice axes being used to climb this ridge. It's, the summit of Stob is about 1,000 meters, and this entire day was probably about 12 kilometers, and it took us about 7 hours, 12 to 1,300 meters of elevation in total. It was quite a big day out. So yeah, as you can see here, we're starting to reach the crux of the climb. Quite consequential conditions here, having to use the ice axe to dig in and get secure, and kick in steps into the snow. So up above we've got Dom, who's being the hero, and he's basically kicking in steps for us, clearing the ledge there, as you can see, getting the snow down, and making a safe-ish path for all of us up to the summit. So we decided not to rope up in this part. We did have ropes with us in case we got in trouble and needed to be laid down, but we're obviously, for this section, there's no point in roping up, because if one person goes, it's going to take everyone with you. So we decided not to risk the rope. So yeah, smacking the ice axe in there, making sure I've got good grip. It was that steep at this point that you had to make sure that you had good footing, that your ice axe had really good connection on the rock to be able to pull yourself up. I'm not going to lie, I was pretty scared at this point. The adrenaline though was taking over and getting me through. Barney, the lad you can see in front of me, this is his first ever winter climb, so fair play to him. For me though, this was still beyond my comfort levels, but still enjoying it. I did feel at risk, but also, you know, I was with a good bunch of guys that know what they're doing, and if this route was, you know, too dangerous, we simply wouldn't have carried on. We would have turned around and roped up and be laid back down. So, you know, I put my trust in their knowledge and ability and followed up. So approaching the summit now. I think gone past the hardest part of the climb, thankfully. Looking back down on the last few of us coming up. There's Sir Wooly up above, up ahead, checking in with me, with fist in the air. Good man, always got my back, that guy. And then yeah, here's me and Barney with the final little move just to get onto the summit. Yeah, I think my heart rate was pretty high at this stage. Just glad to get over the top and onto safe ground. So I thought. So a good action shot of me coming up now with the GoPro in my mouth. And then, yeah, as I said, I thought that was it, and lo and behold, we've got this ridge ahead of me to traverse now, which you can just about make out in that photo how steep it is either side. And this is all virgin snow. We didn't think that anyone else had been across the ridge on this particular day, so we were the first to tread in some new steps across it. So we started off on the right side, and as we got to this point we had to cross over onto the other side, as it was slightly safer, and then we had to turn onto the side and step in. You can see how deep the snow is there. You can see the blueness coming through the snow from where we've put our ice axes in. That just, you know, how blue it is shows how deep it is. And there's a great photo just to show you the exposure. And there's the ridge that we climbed. So finally onto what I would say is safe ground, and one last little ascent, and then the descent back down to the car. This bit blew my mind. I really couldn't believe that I was in Scotland. You know, you could pass this off as the Alps for sure. It was truly spectacular up there, and I had an amazing day. And then of course, no winter trip is complete without practicing your self-arrest.